Brian Urlacher is now an analyst on Fox Sports 1. Of course, he played for the Chicago Bears for his entire NFL career, a Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame, 8-time Pro Bowler, Hall of Fame career with Fox Sports 1. He had some interesting comments when they brought up the issue of players faking injuries. Here was his quote. "We used to have a thing, our coach would go like this," and then he simulated a dive that a coach would tell them to do. And then he said, "We had a guy who was a designated dive guy, so when the coach would go like, he'd get hurt. He'd be the guy who would fake an injury. We don't coach it, it was just part of our game plan." And then Martellus Bennett, the Bears tight end who signed a 1-year contract, had this to say: "Every team does that. Sometimes it's just like when you're boxing. You get hit too many times and you want to hold them up against the ropes." So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, obviously, the Bears players, defensive players on the team now, Stephen Paye, Tim Jennings, who has one of the weirdest but best nicknames, Hennergen is his Twitter handle, so that's his nickname. I guess it's his nickname, says, "Oh no, that didn't happen. No, that never happened with us."
Well, I'm sure Brian Urlacher is right, but what he's wrong about, and what the problem with the conversation is that it doesn't happen that much. So, like,
obviously, it happens more than we think, though.
No, it doesn't, because I can tell you how many times I watch games where it seems like a guy
You don't
gets
watch every game, though, Ben. You don't watch every game and every play.
No, Rick, I know I don't.
Okay.
But I watch football every day, and every Sunday, and I watch it for 9 hours every Sunday. And if it was happening that frequently, you would randomly see it in the games you're watching. What I'm suggesting is it clearly happens, but it's not like it happens a bunch of times a game. And never in my life has any TV camera caught this.
I think I saw it 3 times last year. I think I saw it with the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Giants, I believe.
Well, we don't know. I mean, did you
No,
see?
I mean, the cameras, like, they were like, "Oh, he took a," like, Collinsworth was like, "Oh, he took a dive."
Maybe,
like,
but I've never seen a coach order it. Have you?
No.
Ever? I mean, that would be a big deal if we saw
No,
that.
but I mean, coming from Urlacher, I mean, obviously.
I know they're being subtle about it, but it clearly doesn't happen that often. That's all I'm saying. It's not.
How often would you say it happens?
I have no
to slow
idea.
down the game.
I mean, clearly it appears you've seen in big games.
I saw it 3 times last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in big games, obviously.
Yeah, you see if the Patriots are moving and rolling the ball, then somebody's on the ground. But we got to remember some of those times where somebody's on the ground, they might have gotten hurt.
Yeah,
it's
they
football.
might have. Yeah, but so that's going to my next point. How exactly do you penalize a guy who might be injured, but you don't know if he's injured?
You don't. I mean, you
don't penalize him?
I don't. How are you going to find out? I mean, the guy's got to come out of the game, so that means they got a guy. You got to have a guy in that they're willing to take out, which means he's probably not the best defensive player, or you're taking a risk when you do it. So.
But I don't think you go from a 4-3 to a nickel, and you still have a good defensive back, like a solid defensive back. That
Right, but what if it's they're moving along, but it's a running play? I mean, I guess you only do it if they're throwing the ball. I guess that would be the only time. No, if they're just ramming it down your throat, play after play after play, 8 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards, 8 yards, 8 yards, and they're moving it, and then you need a break. You want somebody to.
Or these are all what ifs, or they could take a dive because your best player is on the sidelines, like Julius Peppers was taking a play off. And then they go no huddle.
We've seen it. I think I saw, for me, for something standing out as the Cowboys. And I remember a look to the bench that the camera caught in a night game.
Last year?
A look to the bench. Yeah, I don't remember. A look to the bench, and then a guy just sits on his ass and grabs and acts like he just got a cramp.
Yeah.
It's clear. No doubt it's true. Whether they have a designated dive guy, that would be obviously. I would imagine
it would be more obvious than if it's the same guy that takes the
same
dive.
guy, right? I mean, every week this guy gets a cramp.
Oh, he did that last week on 3rd and 10.
But I don't know what you can do about it, really. I mean, I guess the NFL can investigate it afterwards and.
These 3 were obvious. Obviously, with Urlacher coming out. Probably, I assume a lot more teams will probably be will be more subtle about it.
What you can't do is ask the referees to administer it because they don't know.
No. The referees got to pass.
But the league can certainly investigate it. You start doing it, you do it twice, and you say, okay, I'm taking your 4th round draft choice. I suspect teams will stop doing it.
Now that goes into the NBA flopping rule, which we'll get into in a moment. My last point on this is when I was reading the comments, which obviously you never do for good reason. They were saying on every article that I saw about this story, it's a non-issue. Oh, like we didn't know this already. So, I mean, is it a non-issue?
Yeah, I think it's basically a non-issue. I mean, if it starts happening a lot, the league will have to look into it, and they'll investigate it during the week. And like I said, you start finding teams that may not do it. You start taking away draft picks from teams, they'll stop flopping, and then there'll be these weird debates with doctors saying, "No, I swear to you, he has tendonitis. It was a real injury."
And then they go under the table.